in the shadows, this near end.
15 love.
Australian player who's helping Jordan Thompson as well. And we've all been watching late last night as assuming you've got Sinner as a hot favourite, Jim, for this one, but does
generally speaking, the Aussies are always a pretty tight-knit bunch.
14-15.
Yeah, they've got a little wind in their sails here at the US Open.
Fitness, I'm not sure if it's full fitness after
It's not.
Yeah.
Game Sinner.
Picked up that.
Love that.
Players who stood on the medal stand from Paris, including the bronze medalist Musetti, all eliminated early. Got a fair bit of attention for Sinner when he was unable to compete in the Olympic Games due to a ton.
15-14.
In New York, because he didn't play any lead-up tournaments, did he, on the hard courts between Paris and Flushing Meadows. 2 saved. All 3 saved. Always remember, the covered in clay when he got there. One of the more unusual celebrations. Title winner on tour this year. Strikes early.
The artillery to stay with the Italian.
15.
He's going to have to find workarounds, and I think that slice backhand, Lee, is probably a good place to start. He might need to try a little bit of the low, short chip to Sinner's two-hander and see what happens. That's something I hope we'll see from O'Connell. And now he's just reacting to the awesome action coming off of Sinner's racket.
Literally a few feet from one another, going through the paces this morning.
Seriously good level. The reason there's a 1 next to Sinner's name. Hand slice is pretty good, and that was probably useful for Sinner to see some of that in warm-up.
Game Sinner.
It's been a fast start.
$15 low.
Just behind his right shoulder.
Team USA to China for the qualifying round in about a week's time.
30-15.
Watch O'Connell. It's such a classic style of play. It's of course modern with the rackets and technology, but his swings do look like they're out of the textbook as well. His forehand, beautiful technique, but it's not fully modernized. A ton of wrist lag. That's so good. In the last second, the wrist accelerates, and it's like you've got one big C from the big swing, and you got your wrist doing an additional C, which is a multiplier effect. And that's where the power comes from to generate topspin on the forehand, but his wrist doesn't do a lot of the work. It's the bigger muscles. And Sinner.
At the Google Play Store. Interesting exchange already after only 4 games.
15 love.
You want to interpret that?
He was sounding pretty despondent already. Perhaps despondent's a little bit unfair, but a realization that he's going to be sharp.
Yeah, 11 winners and just 3 unforced errors. Marinko encouraging him to swing out in the next 2 games, basically saying this set's over, mate. Get yourself loose, shake off whatever is right now, and get ready for the second set. Keep your feet moving.
14 love.
And the response was, I feel like I have to redline my game, and that's, of course, you only have one chance, and that's to just get red hot, risking everything.
Perfect illustration of the point you're making, Jim. Plenty of action around the outside courts as well, and the other show courts. Big day, isn't it? 3rd round action of the major is something we talk about a lot. But
if you start on a Monday at these tournaments, but it is magnificent to be there.
Tennis has been magnificent so far.
15 all.
Striking the ball cleanly, is moving well. Complete dominance so far. He's Casper Ruud.
I never let the facts get in the way of a good story.
$30-15.
Beautiful feel that time and vision too.
Second nature to him, the way it is for someone like Alcaraz, where it's all instinct and improv. So
O'Connell. $15 love.
Multiple Masters 1000s. Those are the biggest, strongest, richest events on the tour.
30 love.
Ranking points as well.
O'Connell ranked 87 at the moment.
$14-15.
That's the perfect start from the world #1.
6 games to 1.
Cruising
New
through
balls,
that
please.
opening set. The team will be really pleased with his progress so far. See how O'Connell gets on.
15 love.
In career prize money, but when you amortize that out over 10, 12 years of trying, it's not a lot of money you're putting away. If you can stay out here on the tour for fall their way the way that Sinner has, he's created it, he's earned it. O'Connell works every bit as hard as Jannik Sinner, and is just.
He's had a busy few hours. He was here watching Popper in last night.
Some stuff to put away. That gives him a little bit of a nest egg. You've been grinding for many, many years, and you get a chance to basically earn 10% credit to the organizations and to the top players for suggesting that in the first place. It's only going to go up from here. ESPN just signed a $2 billion renewal with the USTA for 12 years of coverage. So the gross revenue, it's the life blood for someone like Christopher O'Connell.
You mentioned the importance of the top 100 ranking. That's key as well, isn't it? Sort of speculate to accumulate approach that.
Performance coach, mind coach. Patience, not redlining there, was he? Take a train or a car and play a professional tournament, get points and a little bit of money. Good job there for O'Connell to get on the board.
15 low.
It's a good point you make, talking about the health of American tennis in the previous match with Lindsay Davenport, who's in a perfect position to sort of
saved by not having to get in airplanes and move around like that. Also the fact that their coaches can watch them. Oh, it's crossed up there.
Or even badminton courts for Italico this year. I think they're onto something, the Italians. Made the final in Paris, final of Wimbledon, into the second week here in New York.
Is this Connors and Harhus? What are we seeing here?
Oh, he missed the forehand.
After all that. Can you believe it? figure, someone with amazing credentials, coaching the likes of Djokovic at a similar age, and he had moved and lived that the coaching carousel starts turning. Sinner clearly didn't like what had happened in the offseason and the outcome it gave him in the Australian. He didn't feel like he made the progress, clearly get his movement more sound. That was all well before Cahill joined the fray in the grass court season, so it was...
Many stars. As you probably noticed, it doesn't run in the fairway.
Setting to break in hand. Looks like he's going to consolidate quite comfortably here at Love. Not quite. Pass there, but Sinner feeling perfect time to try out some new tricks if you're in a comfortable match like this.
Jannik Sinner
extends his lead. Which one of Jannik's focuses throughout the remainder of the season, Jim, will be to finish the year as #1. He's in a pretty good position, isn't he?
Keeps his lead nice in the race. Over a 1,000-point lead over Alcaraz, who was in second place. Zverev. Djokovic #7, of course, no points in the Olympics, so he got an amazing achievement and milestone that meant so much to him, but that doesn't help him. It's in early October. Oh my goodness. Let me show you something.
Decided to skip New York.
Smoke show forehands. I don't know if we'll see Rafa play other than exhibition tennis in North America again. I hope we do. Hard pressed to find a bigger Rafa fan than me. We'll see. We'll hope for the best.
Yeah, whether we see him next year, he's kind of left the door open, hasn't he? He didn't want to. Sinner had worked his way back into that game. Set number 2, 3-2.
Unforced errors for the world #1. Clean ball today.
30
Throwing a log on the fire. Ace number 10 2 years ago. Right, we know what his top gear is. His top gear is
14. Jannik Sinner.
The data backs it up, doesn't it? Especially that.
Sinner leads 14-2. Second set.
I should say level-headedness. Reach that event at the end of every season. That's a big deal. The movements to apply as well is great because it gives me the pressure of trying to qualify for the year-end championships, which a lot of players do. There's always that stressful.
has when it comes to having better bad days.
15-30.
Is content to play defense if he needs to. If he recognizes that he's not sharp with his offensive weapons, he can fall back and use that amazing movement, and he can be consistent, and he can wait people out. And that is a hallmark of, they had the ability to play front foot and back foot tennis as it was needed.
30.
You know, tennis players will tell you they have about 5 days a year where everything feels great, when they're in the zone, and the rest of it's just about managing what you have on the day. It's a mindset that he has not quite found the way that Sinner has. It's really nice to get game points for Chris O'Connell at the high end of Jannik Sinner and Carlos Alcaraz. In the low end, there would be a narrower band for Jannik Sinner. I don't think if Sinner and Alcaraz both play their absolute best that Sinner is quite as good. He's not quite as dynamic if they're both treeing, both in the zone.
Through another service game, he's doing a better. Seems to be just ticking along nicely for their former champion after entertaining us all with his post-match interviews.
Did Sinner get up to that forehand?
There's the combination. Perfection. Expecting another sledgehammer, aren't you?
Stop. Fuck.
Beautiful stuff.
Off-speed serve for Sinner. Gets up high on O'Connell. That slice backhand is all he could do to get it back in play. The volley, suboptimal for Sinner, but the lob, perfection from the Aussie.
Advantage, Sinner. Game Sinner.
Impressive conclusion to
hit even bigger. He's having more time on the ball, and he's pumping the forehand and backhand significantly faster today. That's one there he needed. 40-15, get to the changeover still with a chance. I don't know what I'm going to do, but you're just taunting me and everyone else. Oh my gosh, look at the taunting. That ripper.
Well done. Got to give him credit for sticking around in this second set.
15 love.
So 1 down, 3 to go. Sinner just looking to most.
15 over.
Power and precision.
Fourteen, 15.
13th ace. To set number 2.
6 games to 4.
Coco to get this third set underway. Under pressure early in both
Love
sets.
15. Over.
Has to start here with a hold.
Fifteen, 13.
History repeating itself.
15, 14.
Impressive save.
13, 14.
It's rough.
You know, one we almost always would pick to be involved.
15
He would be a quarterfinal opponent potentially of Jannik Sinner, but has been like all season, so it's hard to see that. Dimonor carrying an injury still. Not perfectly placed, because you would like his chances in that section. He's the highest seed. Tommy Paul. Is it time for an American to break the drought? Everything's on the table here. But save a red-hot Medvedev, I'm just not sure that anyone can match what this guy is bringing to the table if he's playing his...
Surrounding the positive drugs test from earlier in the year and all the questions that he's had to answer in the build-up to the tournament.
14, 15.
Most of us felt like it would be a phenomenal effort. He was
treated for that in match. Shutting the door. In Cincinnati, he didn't halt his progress there, won that title, but if he gets into some physical matches here later in the tournament, how will his hip hold up is a question that will get answered.
in the quarterfinals there in Montreal, just bothering him on and off throughout Cincinnati.
That's
why it makes this the efforts required in winning gold in Paris. This was our sorts in Cincinnati.
2002, I've just been corrected. Thank you, Jenny. Thank goodness someone's listening to us, Lee.
No majors for Novak this year.
No. Just misses that one. Novak didn't get a major, but he got his major goal achieved.
Yeah.
I think he made no bones about what he needed out of 2024, and he got it.
On the board. forced O'Connell to.
13.
Serving at a very high percentage, nearly 70% first serves in play. It's getting late early here, as Yogi Berra would say. How late were you here till?
It was around 2, I think. Right. That sort of territory, 2 a.m.
That session's going to get off on.
Brilliant return. Probably the better backhands he's produced today and still come back with interest. The forehand, incredible backhand from a deep position.
A good fight. Sinner serving at 3-2 in the third.
There's always a lot of focus naturally on Sinner. Use it to keep building through the remainder of the season.
Yep.
Oh, it's a special backhand.
It's been a great week. Great tournament for Chris O'Connell. Victories necessarily, not yet anyway. But in the season where he's trying to consolidate his place in the top 100, he's doing. And we'll see where he goes from there.
It's always interesting to me as well, because we have so much focus on the end of the season, naturally talking about the top guys in the sport, but
using right now for his ranking, you get to use your best tournaments. The best of ranking system, and on your own if you can. Sense of pride there.
Travel the most for the longest periods around the world during the tour. Bigger draws.
He needs to draw on something big here. Bye-bye. Look, the synopsis here is pretty simple. Almost like batting practice for him in a way. And that's because O'Connell can't really hurt him.
backhand corner. Straightforward passage today for Jannik Sinner, the top seed here in New York.
6-4, 6-2.
Into the last 16. And he's done it pretty quickly, just under 2 hours. Too much power and too much quality for Christopher O'Connell. Through in straights.